Welcome to the show. This is William Davis, or Dub D. I own A.P.C Photography, and I want to talk to y'all today because we got a lot going on, and it's going to be an incredible day. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who is watching. Secondarily, we are talking about some of the services we have here available from A.P.C Photography. First off, our camera today is an Samsung S25 Ultra because, well, if you're going to show off your streaming services, you're going to show off that you can do remote streaming. Yeah, might as well do it with the computer right in front of you. So tonight, what we're doing is the Samsung S24, S25 Ultra. We have the Rode Wireless Pro microphones, which are connected to the phone through a USB-C dock, and we're powering everything through a plug, which is pretty cool because we can keep that running all day long without, running out of battery power. So that is what we're doing today. This is part of one of our services, so we can bring you in looking this good directly from your wireless phone. So if you're deciding to design your podcast or your live stream, or if you're doing a webinar, we can bring you in, we can cover you, and we make sure you look extremely well. Secondarily, we are talking about Tabor 100. Now, Tabor 100 is one of the organizations in Seattle that is focused on Black and brown entrepreneurs and businesses, and they do a lot of work in several areas, from constructions to unions to business development to helping people get contracts. You name it, you got it. That's what Tabor 100 does for you. I love the fact that they are here in Seattle and giving an opportunity for many people to have their businesses highlighted, spotlighted, and given opportunity to see each other. We just did a networking program yesterday. There was about 35 businesses there. And I'd like to highlight some of the social media stuff that happened that day. We did a live. We had interviews in our remote room. We were using a wireless transmitter, which is a Pyro S from Hollyland. So we weren't even having any cables to make this possible. So all these interviews that came onto the live were done through a wireless system. The other part we like to do is show some of our services, because within the same day of doing your live stream, we can also get your social media out for you. And those would be in shorts. They would allow you to do transition from where you're at in the live stream or your shorts to your live stream, or to the replay of your live stream. And this is one of the services that A.P.C provides. We do a great job of doing this for you, and the quality is superb. And I'll give you our first example, and I got to tell you, Ashley is so amazing. I have had the pleasure of being at a couple of these events. I think it's 3 years in a row. I was at her therapy, big gala, big event for the whole community. It was amazing. I got to do the interviews. I got to do all the rest. I will post those another time, but Ashley is plain, absolutely, utterly amazing in the community. The therapy fund is phenomenal. I love everything that she is doing, and I appreciate all the work that she does in the community. So here is her speaking on that. So let's see what that looks like. Now, this is just a 1-minute insert, but this was an interview directly at the event. We had it in the other room. This is wirelessly transmitted in, and they did a great job of the interview.
Hi, my name is Ashley McGirt Adair. I am the CEO and founder of the Therapy Fund Foundation, and I also own the private practice, Ashley McGirt Counseling and Services, where I'm a trauma therapist providing individual therapy services. And today has been truly amazing. I'm down here at Tabor 100 connecting with other Black businesses, sharing about the work that we're doing to eliminate barriers to healing within Black communities, which includes providing free therapy services through my nonprofit organization, mental health support, education, advocacy, our annual Reclaiming Wellness Conference, which is the only BIPOC-led mental health conference on the entire West Coast. And I also have a new book coming out, The Cost of Healing in Silence, Navigating Racial Trauma, and the Call for Culturally Responsive Care, that releases March 30th, and I'll be kicking off my book launch April 1st at Elliott Bay Books. So I would love to see all of you out. Come out, support, connect, get access to free therapeutic services, education, events, all of the things that we do at the Therapy Fund Foundation, as well as McGirt Counseling and Services.
As you can see, she did a phenomenal job in her interview. And the reason why I bring this up is because when you are looking at what people are doing for you and they're willing to come out and do an interview, you want to make sure they're happy and comfortable. But once again, you see what Ashley does. And this is the live stream of how we do what we do to ensure that we have the best possible experience for those who are watching. That was pulled directly from the live stream with one of the features that we have here at A.P.C Photography with our live streams feature is you can actually have same day editorial and shorts and materials that your marketing team can use. Now, a couple of quick advantages to this. Number one, the biggest obstacle I've seen with social media over the last 4 years is people treat it like social media and they think it can wait a week or two. Both scenarios don't work on the business side of it because what we're trying to do is give you the best possible scenario and situation so that you have the best tools to succeed and get information out to people. So how do we do it? How do we maximize this? The best way that I've been able to find out to do it is to somehow have a resource that your marketing team or your social media team can get directly out to people. That's something we provide. So we give a co-host section or a co-producer section in what we do. They can actually see the recording of the whole entire event and all of the subsequent cameras. We give you 48 hours to do this. After 48 hours, we make the educated guess that you downloaded all the materials and that you are doing stuff separately because we will delete those files off of our server. Those aren't our permanent files. Those are just the files that were uploaded during the live stream. So we have an actual full recording of the live stream as it went. This is also approved for our clients, so the client can see what it looked like with everything on there. What we can do with our elements on these videos, as you can see, my logos here, my QR codes below. But if you looked on the original video that I showed you there, they showed the Tabor 100. It also showed my logo and it showed my QR code. We can build these scenes out to whatever you want. We can have multiple people on the same scene. So this is one of the really, really cool parts of what we do. We give you tools to excel and be ahead of the curve and also have the ability to get materials out right away. Another advantage is if your social media team or your marketing team or your media team has logged in as a guest and is logged into all of the social platforms that you use, which would be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all the rest, what they can do is they can take that same short video I just showed you there with 2 clicks. They can click share, they can do all the tiling for it, and hit go. And they now have shared all of their social media stuff on all the platforms they choose, up to 9 platforms at once. This is actually quite amazing because then you're saving a ton of time. You're posting, you're putting all the information out in 1 click, and you're also editing those down to this to what you want for social media and both a short form or in the wide horizontal form to get those out. And this is something we allow you to do, or our team can do it. It's really up to you how that functions. If you want our team to do it, we can definitely do it for you. There is a cost to that, or your team can do it since you're already paying them to do it. It's really up to you. And we also offer that feature to everyone. So it's pretty awesome. We're going to watch the next interview. This lady is awesome, and she was one of the same ones that was in there was 3 rooms with about 36 businesses, 35 businesses. And she was just amazing. The outgoing energy was amazing on her. So I want you to watch this, and she goes over all the essentials.
Hello, hi, my name is Natika, and I am the CEO and founder of Pretty Cute Girl. Our company specializes in wellness essentials that support a health and wellness lifestyle. We have a multitude of products. I like to call it the lineup. So we have a health and wellness CBD product, which are a topical and tincture in one. We also offer a personal care line, where that you'll find a beard care line where we have beard care oil, we have balms, and then we also have exfoliants and butters and topicals of sorts. And then we go into my company's beverage line, and there you'll find infused beverages, and those are amazing. I would suggest that everyone at least try one once. Yeah.
All right, perfect. And what's the
All right, all right, all right, all right. We are back. What just happened there? We froze. We shouldn't have froze. That happens. All right. So I love doing what I do right here because we get an opportunity to show off the whole community, not just some of the community. At Tabor, they were nice enough to let us have a booth, show the community what we can do. We didn't get a chance to do the remote on the phones because we did the remote with the big rig in the other room, and I will go over the equipment we went and used there a little bit later. Wow, that's awesome! I just love the fact that I can be on here directly through my phone. Uh oh, are we just having a little? Oh, Shucky, I'm gonna put you over to the video real quick, and I'll be right back.
What's going on, everybody? My name is CJ Dudley. My company is Hustler Mentality. And basically, I'm an artist that loves to create. And if I can make a dollar off of it, that's dope too. I'm a painter. I create rugs, the floor kind, coloring books. I've written 3 books. I'm a musician. So I kind of do it all. I'm a hustler. Now you can find me on Instagram at CJ Music Style 206 or on TikTok CJ Dudley over there, CJ Dudley 04. I'm popping over on TikTok. Don't get it twisted.
Hello, hello, hello. That was the last one. So the event was amazing. It was a great opportunity. We are super happy that they invited us. And let's talk about equipment. Um, I'm not sure if any of you all have done an event like that before, but there is a ton of equipment that you actually need to have that make that work. First and foremost, you need a couple of cameras, a switcher, and a wireless transmitting system. We have access to all of those. So let's talk about a list of the equipment we used. And I'm actually going to put this together so we can see the list of all the equipment we used. First and foremost, we used an what was it? An FX30. I'm going to pull this one up so you can see the camera we used. FX30. That will be it right there. And I'm going to share that right now. Let me share this in here so you can see this at the moment. Let's see. We are in. All right, so we did the FX30. All right, so that would be the camera we used. All right, so let's crop over here. So one of the cameras we used with this system was the FX30. One of the reasons why we use the FX30 is number one, it can last all day long. So as we were doing our heavy lifting of the day, we needed to make sure that it was able to function. The FX30 with the handles, what I have here, runs all day long. It is not like a lot of the other cameras that are out there that you can buy from Panasonic, that you can buy from Canon, and others in that $2,000 range. 4K 60 recording and transmitting 1080p can be a challenge to say the least. And when you're doing that, the camera overheats, especially when you're on your 6th hour. Your first hour is not so bad. Your second hour is not so bad. But when you're on your third and fourth hour, that's where heat just becomes a major issue. The Sony FX series, for some reason, just does not overheat, even with the fans. A lot of these cameras are overheating, so the Panasonic does overheat. The Canon C5RC could overheat depending on the situation. I've overheated the C70s. I've overheated the Black Magics. I've definitely overheated the Panasonics. The FX30 just does not overheat in the Super 35. It's kind of like using a like a red. They just last. I can shoot a red all day long and not have any problems. But some of these other cameras, they're just not engineers well. And I think Sony just does this well due to the fact that there were such large complaints about that issue earlier. So we were using this camera and it worked out really well for us. That was in our main room and it was an amazing camera. We used the 18 to 105 kit lens from the FS7 and the FS5. Frankly put, that is one of, if not the most powerful overall lenses to use for media in general. If you haven't used that before, you just don't know. Hey, woo! It's Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Hold on. Let me get Nikki all caught up here because Nikki's awesome. So, Nikki. Hello. And I'm doing good, Nikki. I'm doing phenomenal. It's been good. Your friend's camera went kaboom because it overheated. Yes, that happens too. It fries the circuitry in it, and it's just terrible. Which camera did they have, and when did it happen? Sorry to hear it. FX30 does not die. It's just what it is. It's a solid, powerful, working camera that can go all day. So that was one of the cameras we used. The other camera we used was one that I've recently added to. Man, why did you have to say that? Because I give my guys a hard time that have Canons. Nikki has seen me talk about these cameras, and I haven't been on much lately. It's just been me working on a bunch of different projects. Nikki has been on awesome and bringing stuff up. The Canon, which model? Let me guess, 5R or 5? I'm going to guess. But which model was it? Was it an R5? Let me know. Uh, Let me show you the other camera we used. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. We used the OBS. All right. Let me see if that's shown on there. Nick, it's okay if you didn't know. I just have ran into tons of issues with that particular camera, and that brand. It sucks that I'm running into those issues. All right, so we're going to talk about the second camera we had on this. Nikki, this is one of my favorite cameras, by the way. I use this one a lot for live streaming. OES Bot Tail 2. This particular camera is just insane. And I'm on their Wi-Fi here using my phone, so it's just saying I did. All right. This one here is absolutely, utterly insane. So I'm going to walk you through some of the reasons why I choose this camera. Yes, this one is just plain nice. It's absolutely nice. It's the best PTZ camera I can think of for quick social media work, period. Absolutely powerful. Even if you're doing commercial work, this camera does the job very well. Not excellently, not phenomenally, but very well. You will get really good materials done and you can charge a good rate and provide them with good materials. And that's one of the things that's really important when you're doing this type of work. You do need to let them know what level the PTZ is, but if they know it's an entry level PTZ that's going to give them good results, it's going to give them good all around, and don't overhype it, it's going to work out really good for you. Now, let me show you some of the things that sets this thing apart. First and foremost, it's AI powered. So you can do some phenomenal things with this. So it can do tracking for you. It can be ran from your phone. That part's just straight up awesome. Does 4K 60. I don't get how they do 4K 60 in this little thing, but they do 4K 60. They do. vertical shooting. They do AI tracking. This thing is like ridiculous, the amount of stuff they throw into it. And since they've done the firmware updates, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Nikki. I agree. 100%, I'm leaving that up. Since they did the firmware updates, oh my God, this thing is insane. Plus, it's got NDI, SDI outputs, has HDMI outputs. It can be ran through and controlled by just about every PTZ controller. This thing is absolutely insane. And for the price, that's the crazy part. The price is only like $1,200. It comes with a battery built into it. You can stream directly from your cell phone to do live streaming. You can stream, you control it from your cell phone, the stream from the unit itself. That part is crazy. You can actually build scenes and stuff like that. They fixed all the delays. Uh, it has NDI qualification, which means you can run through an NDI system. You can run through the Ethernet system and LAN control system. It can be powered by power over Ethernet. And they have one cool thing that I could not believe. You can use your Rode Wireless, yes, insane levels of features. If you have a Rode Wireless Pro, if you have a DJI microphone, if you have any microphone that uses a USB, yes, 1200, that's it, that uses USB C audio, this PTZ can take it in, use it for the audio, and still have a USB C port for power supply. They thought of that. So I've got a power supply and a USB C supply, and you can record internally to the camera while you're live streaming in specific scenarios. So if you're not using it as a USB C webcam, but you're running it through an actual switcher, you can record internally on that camera with audio. It could come from a mixer or it can come from an external microphone. It's sick. You can also run it out on HDMI and an SDI, so you can have two streams going at once. So, for example, if someone is saying, "I just need the shots of the dynamic shots, and I want to stream that for clients," that's crazy. Yes, it is micro SD. It is micro SD, so you have to live with micro SD, but it's fine. You can even choose the the amount of data you're recording. So if you want it to be 30 megabytes, 50 megabytes, 80 megabytes, you just choose it. It's a very versatile tool. It has become one of my most used tools for a lot of live streaming. Yeah, it is freaking awesome. It is absolutely astonishingly awesome. The amount of power this camera has. I haven't even got through all the features yet. So watch this. So we just saw this here, right? So it's got AI tracking and it can do it by shapes. So those outlines you see, you just draw that on your cell phone or your iPad and it just does the shape. And the tracking can be only on me or off. So that tracking can switch over, as you can see there, or only on me. It's a really weird thing that they can do that. You can also do framing. This part has saved my butt so many times. So I've had the framing set up when I'm doing the AI tracking, depending on where I want that framing to be on the person. And it saved me because there's times they're just gonna be walking around stage and just does that for me. That framing is just sick. Group tracking, done that. It's pretty cool. It's not perfect. Don't expect it to be perfect, but it's pretty cool. The object tracking, I can't verify, but this is the cool part about it. It does all this stuff. I have not done all the animals because I don't have all the animals. I don't have everything in the shoots I've been doing so far. And here's that app I was telling you about. So it's got the human tracking thing, which is just sick. Like you just pick the person and it follows it. And you can change the speed of that tracking too. So you can change how fast or slow it follows in the tracking. Here's what I'm talking about framing. So they use these framing composure points, and that's where they're going to be on the thirds, wherever you want them at. So that's pretty badass. Uh, Axel Swift, I don't care about that stuff there. And you can also start recording and do all the hand AI controls. There's this one is another thing that has allowed me to do more. This does have the ability to work with virtual productions, which I'm utterly surprised they pulled that crap out. I don't know how they did it. I'm not sure. That's crazy. Yes, I believe it does. The ZVE 10.2, I believe, does tracking. 10.1 doesn't do tracking. Um, yeah, yeah, it's more than the future. Canon has it on their N300 PTZs. Sony has it on their PTZs. So N300s, 500s, and 700s. The Canons have it, which I have no problem with the Canon PTZs. They're amazing. The Sony PTZs have it. The Panasonic PTZs have it that are in good condition, that work out really good. And that's the only ones I would trust. I'm almost at trusting with this with OBS Bot, and that's not saying I don't use it. It's just if I was doing a $20,000 job where I'm going to have PTZs on it, oh hell no, I'm just bringing the Canons. But if I'm doing like a $5,000 or a $3,000 streaming job when I'm going to do these PTZs, yeah, I'll do that. It makes my life easier. I can run a couple of them, control them from the phones, set up positions, and it just kicks ass. So it really is an amazing, powerful tool. A couple other cool features on this camera before I get to the next camera we used. The Visionary flagship. It's a weird one. It's truly a 5 times optical, and then it does digital zoom. But here's the thing: its digital zoom is really, really good. So it doesn't suck. And then I don't know why it doesn't suck, but it just doesn't suck. And they also have phase detection autofocus, which works really cool, which saves a lot of headaches. The sensor is actually not a tiny sensor, so it's actually a pretty good size sensor in there. And it has auto leveling. This feature right here alone is crazy. Let me go back to that. Load back up. My bad. That sucked. My bad. Let me get down to there again. So if you are in a weird situation or your stand does something stupid or you can't for the life of you get this perfectly balanced, it will balance itself. That part is pretty awesome. Let me put back that. Go back over here. Go back over here. That will balance itself. This part is cool. Now, I don't know if any of you had problems getting these things to balance before, but man, that is crazy. Yes, 4K is good for digital zoom. I use it all the time. Post production, it just saves me a ton of headaches. Just get it done, be a happy camper, and it's over with. By the way, part of what I'm doing right now tonight, Nikki, is I'm showing people what it's like to do the remote login. As you've probably seen on TV, yes, voodoo magic. As you've probably seen a lot of times on TV, people will come into a shot and it's like, oh, it doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. We lost everything. They sound terrible. This is what we do with A.P.C photography. We can bring you in from a cell phone or we can bring you in from a laptop. I'm actually using an Ultra right now, Samsung Ultra. Can you believe that, Nikki? I'm using a Samsung Ultra with Rode Wireless Pro wireless mic system and Sennheiser ME3 microphones because they do a superb job of canceling out noise in a room, which is unbelievable. Um, Back to this. Above me, this thing balances itself. And there's many times that we've had that thing kind of like and it's better that it balances itself. Regular PTZs don't do that, so it does have a huge benefit. I'm almost done because probably looks like an OBS bot ad. It's not, but the other thing that's really cool, and this is probably the most important part, is it is a dual native ISO in a PTZ, and it actually looks good in the dark. Not phenomenal, not off the charts, but really, really good. And that's one thing I like about it. It looks really good. Yes, exactly. Yes. I was stunned the first time I took it out in the dark. And when I say the dark, is those scenes where you would normally need a lighting system on stage, and a lot of the smaller nonprofits just don't pull those together the same way that the shows, and this makes a difference. Yes, dual ISO. It is a dual ISO, and yes, it is fire. All right, so that would be the end of that camera that we were working with, and we're going to start looking at the next camera we worked with, which was. Let's pull it up. FX6. All right. Now, this is one, it's going to be a little controversial because of both price and the fact that it is an older camera. Bam. All right. We're going to talk about this, which is the Sony FX6. And frankly put, that bad boy costs a little bit of money. But in our interview room, the interview you saw earlier, the quality is just phenomenal. The fact it has SDI outputs and it has HDMI outputs, has time code, can work with the remote systems from Sony, can stream directly from the camera, or you can connect it into a system, dual native ISO, low light, built-in VNDs, more customization I can think of. Has the ability to shoot in multiple codecs that are easily deliverable. MKV files, so if you need to deliver those to a larger corporation that needs to be able to put things together properly, it's just a beast. It's a workhorse. It just does the stinking job. And guess what? It can be 4 years old with 8,000 hours on it. And it will still work the same as if it was 1 year old with 100 hours on it. And that is just the reason why the FX6 is just plain fire. It's just a freaking workhorse. It doesn't look cool. They don't waste times with showing you, oh, look at all these cool features on it. They literally just go, here's the camera. And that is the reason why it's that. It's here's the camera. I don't gotta sell it. I ain't gotta show it to you. It has the XLR inputs. It has the Magic shoes, the MI shoes, and it's a beast. That was one of the cameras we used. Now, a surpriser camera we used on the shoot that a lot of people are going to be like, huh? On live stream? You trusted this? And you put a V-mount battery to it? Not a dummy battery, by the way. I never use dummy batteries in my V-mounts on my cameras. I always use the native battery slot and battery that comes with it, unless it's the FX6. And I use a USB-C PD input. The next camera that we used, you're going to go, huh? How? And why didn't it die on a 4-hour stream? And that was going to be an oldie but goodie A7 IV. Now, this camera has gone down in price quite a bit and is probably going to be discontinued completely soon. They've replaced it with the A7 V. But this camera is a beast. Even to this day, the A7 IV is just a plain beast. The 1080p that comes out of it is superb. You can't lose. It's going to be an 8-bit unless you switch it over to the 10-bit output, but you won't be able to record internally when you switch it out to 10-bit output. You can record internally 10-bit and export out 8-bit, which is great for live streaming and going into any live stream system, which is awesome. So it worked out really good. I put a fan on them all the time, but if I'm just doing 1080p output, it doesn't overheat. So on live streams, these can go all day long. Put a V-mount battery with it, had that going with a Ninja V, and with a 150 battery, it lasted all day long. That was 5 hours of streaming. And it's my other camera, and it was actually the camera I used for ambient audio, and my switcher was a switcher that no one's ever seen before. Yes, Nikki, 4 hours. 4 hours and a half or so. Yes. In 1080p, the A7 IV will not overheat, even if you're putting a monitor on it, as long as you're putting out 1080p. These are things I do on a daily basis. I beat the living daylights out of these cameras to see what they can take. I do have a fan for it. That is what's the name of that fan? It's a TEC fan from Small Rig that's usable on multiple cameras, including like the Canons and Nikons and all the rest. But it's a cheap, inexpensive tool, and it works really good. But that lasted all freaking day long. Amazing. So I love it. Easy to work with. I've been using them. I bought this, I think, the second week that this was out. So I've had it that long. So I've worked it that hard, and it still works just great. So can't say anything other than it's just a workhorse, and it has done well for me. Now, the next piece I'm going to show you is the switcher we used, and this is a switcher that lot of people have seen before. And it's really weird. I got sponsored for this one. So I'll be frank with you up front. I got sponsored on this one. And their website's terrible, by the way. I'm going to actually use a third party website to show you what this thing is because their website is absolutely atrocious. But their product is phenomenal. And that product is, let me get out of this screen here. And I got to switch out what I'm sharing. So I'll show you in just 1 second. It didn't want to stay on the share that I was doing. Yes. And then we are going to stop sharing that. And we're going to go to. Yep, I'm having to actually go in and do this live. So I love what I do, and I get to do this stuff live sometimes just for my own work. And these are good reps. Let me add to the scene. So I'm actually building this into the scene right now, just so y'all know. So everything you see me do right now, I'm actually rebuilding this scene at the moment so it would actually work. And I'll put my logo above you, and there we go. Boom. No, I put the logo below. No, that looks terrible. Logo below. There we go. Boom. All right. So now we're going to talk about this thing. Cine Triac. I had never heard of this thing before. I was working with a sponsor that was helping me with the OBS bot Tail 2. And the sponsor said to me, "Hey, would you like to use a switcher?" And I'm an ATEM switcher person, and they seem to be working out the best. We've tried Rode, we've tried everything else, and we keep going back to ATEMs because, well, frankly put, they're beastly, and they work really good. Then they said, "Would you like to try this out?" Now, if you notice, there's SDI outputs and inputs right here. This thing is crazy, though. You'll see a little monitor here. That 5-inch monitor is your preview monitor, or you can set it to show anything you want, really. But I use it as a preview monitor, and then you can also bring up what's going on in the program by hitting the MV button. It also has like multiple tracks of audio in. It has media in through USB, thumb drive, or SD card. Let me show you the back of this thing. This thing is insane. So, which one is this one here? So, do I have a different one? No, here it is. So, you've got your USB thumb drive right here. You've got an SD card slot right here. So, you can have materials coming from either one and show that without having to have a computer, which is really cool. You have a USB-C, so it can be your webcam. Not only do you have the display, but you have an SDI out, an HDMI out, and an HDMI out, and all three of those are assignable plus the LCD screen, which is insane. You can have a mix of SDI and HDMI inputs, and the audio from those can be audio follows camera or audio always on. And plus, 2 microphone inputs could be line or microphone input, or it could be the 2-volt you need to run microphones. Headphone out, which it sucks, by the way. You'll need an amplifier for that. Plus, which was just insane, it does have a switching handle, so you can actually like toggle back and forth. Has multiple cuts. You can do 2 pictures at once, which is absolutely insane. So I can have 2 pictures plus a media overlay underneath it, so you can have a picture or a video going in the background. Have 2 people up at the same time and they're talking, which is freaking phenomenal. I love that piece right there. It's really like having a whole computer in control. And you see that little controller piece right here? See that? That does control the PTZ. I'm not kidding. It can control a PTZ and multiple PTZs. So you can select your camera. This thing is like overkill for what it can do. I was just stunned. And I've been using this now on several different jobs, and it's insane. It controls 4 PTZs through Visco setup, which is really awesome. The 5.5 display looks great. It has wireless IP control, which this is actually does. It records in 264. You can do dual output live streams, which is awesome. So you can have one for LinkedIn and you can have one for YouTube, and at the exact same time without needing a dang computer. You just program everything in. Once it's programmed in, you just hit live and it goes. So it's just like an ATEM. This thing is absolutely stupidly unbelievable insane. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. You did not go there. No, it's not alive that I know of. If there was a 1080p Pentax, I would shoot it. It's a camera. Of course I would. I don't know if they're still alive. If you're asking that question, I couldn't answer the question. And yes, this thing is freaking cool. And I can also record the live stream as it is. I was coming through the switcher. I can choose what's recorded, which is cool. So I got materials on a thumb drive or SSD. Now, here's the weird part. I actually tried this with an SSD. I took an SSD, put the USB C into the little adapter that changes to USB, and it worked. So I got to do it with an SSD, an external drive. What was like a 1 terabyte drive. I don't think they were planning that in there at all. And then it works with SD cards. So this is the tools that we were using that day. I'm not going to go over all the microphones, all the other stuff, but it was pretty dang cool that we got to use all this stuff here. Mainly and most importantly, like I really enjoy doing this as a profession. I get the coolest experiences in the world. I get to show off some of the stuff. I mean, imagine this: if we're at a live event and someone's got a cell phone. Think about this for a moment. This is not a webcam. This is a Samsung Ultra, and I am live streaming the Samsung Ultra as my camera, and the audio is coming from it, not from my desktop. I'm just working as a producer from the desktop. I don't have to have you in the same room, and on the fly, I'm literally on the fly adding all this stuff in. So all of this extra scene design, I'm adding in on the fly, which makes things really easy because if we happen to have, say, a client who's like, I got some last minute things I want to throw in revisions, we can do that. Or if you're looking to do like a live stream or a podcast on a weekly basis, which have a program for that, you can just jump in and do it right away. Lately, I've been doing a lot of vertical media because everything is going vertical. So if you're not doing vertical, you're toast. It's just a fact. You're toast. Vertical is the most important piece of your media, and you need to be doing it with somebody who's professional, can get your logos up, can get your QR codes up, who can get all of your information up, who can work for getting comments out, who can post comments up on the screen. I mean, I got to admit, Nikki always gives me great comments, but you know what's really nice is when, I can pop up a comment like this and everybody can then interact with it. And not just on one platform. So right now I'm streaming on 4 platforms. So someone from the other platform could throw a comment in, be talking to Nikki from Facebook or from LinkedIn or from another YouTube channel. And I can post that comment up. And even though they're not on the same thread, they can see the comment that was reaction to their comment. And the conversation can start there. Now, I don't mind popping those comments up because they're really important. That's the thing about the dynamics of social media. Or one of the other things that really happens right now is, say if you've got a guest. You got a guest that pops in on your live stream. Well, they have 2 million followers. You have 1 million followers. Another person has 5 million followers. Another person has 200,000 followers. One has 10,000 followers. Those audiences all can come together because we're transmitting the live stream to all of those audiences at once. There's no need to hype up the show on one channel, tell people to come do one form of social media or one way to reach you. It's broadcasted to all, and everybody gets an opportunity to be seen. This is where we're going. If you're not on the train, you'll miss this train. And a lot of opportunities are going to fall on the wayside. Businesses should be connecting with every business on their block, and they should be doing a whole live stream of one's doing a live stream every single week, once a week, every single one of those businesses, and hyping the other businesses, having their QR codes up, having their information up. This is how you build community nowadays. If you got an apartment complex, if you haven't been in the Seattle area, New York area, Chicago area, or any of these new areas where you're seeing these new apartment complexes, every business that's on the bottom of those apartment complexes should have a live stream from there talking about it, or social media talking about it and connecting with everybody else in that building, because a lot of times there's 5, 6, 7, 8 businesses, and that is how you function and grow. It's gonna be, and it is the way things are going. Now I have to say once again, Nikki, thank you for all the comments. Sorry I've been gone for a little bit, but I had a lot of work to do. B, I'm not always comfortable in front of the camera. I got some weight loss to do. I got 70 pounds to go, baby. 70 pounds. And I just don't like the way I'm looking on the camera. So if everybody wonders why I can talk and be smooth about it, at the same time, like I'm like, and the reason why I'm like that is because there's 70 pounds on me that I did not have. And I hate it. And this weight loss, yes, it's true. I weigh 300. I need to get down to 230 again. At 230, I look really good. I look really slim, by the way. Look really slim. It's pretty cool. I like it, what I like, but I'm pretty athletic still. Drives my doctor nuts because all my vitals and everything come across good. It is a worry for me. It's a worry for my wife. As I get older, sustaining the weight is just not going to work. I mean, it just isn't. And I like staying active. I like going hiking. I like going out doing events. I like being out there. I like shaking hands with people. I like looking good when I go out to meet people so that they feel good when they're spending 10, 15, 20, 30, $40,000 for our services to be there for them. And that's very important too. As much as we don't want to say it and we don't want to hype it, but your appearance and how you look when you go out and you meet your clients is extremely important. It comes from your equipment. It comes from this. When I walk in, Nikki, do you have a Harbor Freight in your area? Just out of curiosity, do you have a Harbor Freight? Because I think you're really getting the camera work. You've been doing your stuff, but do you have a Harbor Freight there? Can you comment and let me know? And I'm going to explain why I'm bringing this up. And this is going to be like a game changer for you because it doesn't cost much, but it makes you look awesome. So if you don't, he hasn't commented. No, okay. If you have a Harbor Freight type company, or you go to Amazon and you get the Apache, what do they call it on Amazon? Let me pull these up real quick. Let me pull this up. Amazon Apache box. Let me see. Can I find? Here we are. I'll just pull up Harbor Freight. Put on these right here. They are super inexpensive. Let me pull these up for you. And this is going to be kind of a reject all these. Enough of that. Let me pull these up for you and let me show you what this is all about. Give me just 1 second. Please be patient with me. And I think you will like what I'm bringing up, Nikki. All right. No, I'm producing this live, so there is no backing me up thing. I'm the whole backup. Canadian Tires. Okay, I get it. All right. Canadian Tires is cool too. I go to Canada. I love it. My wife loves going up there. We're probably going to do another trip this year. AEW. All right. You see this box here, Nikki? This is a advertising powerhouse. Let me go over here and let me explain why this is an advertising powerhouse. First off, it is a black box. Now, notice it's black. You can get orange, you can get other colors, but the black one. You can put your stickers on there for your company, including your QR codes and everything else. So you put all that stuff on there. So you go, you get your QR codes filled out. So you got a booking one, a rates one, website one. You just throw all three on top of the box, plus your logos and your other stuff there. Number two, you are walking in with a locked box, look professional, and your gear is sitting in a box that doesn't have the option of sliding around. Now, they're showing cameras here, which is really cool because if you look at this, if you've ever had a friend who has those soft little casey pieces And I've got a buddy who's got, I think, $15,000 worth of camera gear in one of these boxes like that, and it's got those loosey goosey things. I've seen them slide and break loose, and I've seen the cameras kind of collide each other. Luckily, none of them are broken. But having these fit in here perfectly, and when they're shaking around, they don't go anywhere. It's just the body itself shakes. Saves your camera gear a lot. So if it actually like falls down, it's not going to go anywhere. And this looks really cool too, because if your cameras are stored in this with anything that protects them from moisture and everything else, you're great. Plus, you do protection from moisture because they're weather sealed and stuff like that. Another thing, they have locks, slots with metal pieces here, so believe me, they ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. And these are advertising things. Amazon. Everybody hates Amazon, but Amazon has a whole bunch of small businesses attached to it, and those small businesses make those stickers and they sell them on the site, and you're still ordering them from Amazon, but man, they got them. FedEx and UPS in the United States also prints these things out. Costco used to print them out. They think they still do, but you can put all those little stickers up on your stuff, and you're good. And the other part that's really awesome is when they hand you a cart and you start stacking up and looking like a professional from, one of the companies that does $200,000 jobs, and you've got everything stacked on this one cart and it just looks good. So I've got my mixer and everything else is in a big black box, and it's a covered one. It's one of those Gator boxes. So I've got a mixer, microphones, power supplies, all that into one box. And that's my power unit and my wireless units and my mixer all in one area. So it's just in one solid piece. Looks really good. Clients look at that and they go, wow. Because the next time someone comes out with all these other pieces trying to together with a whole bunch of wires on the table, and they'll look at that and look at you and go, I'm hiring that person again. So that's one of the things that's just really, really huge. And when you're stacking everything up, the clients look at that and they go, oh, you are professional. When they look inside of your case and it looks organized, let me go back to that page. Let me get back over there. When your case looks like this, how do your clients feel when you open up a case and it's a dedicated case that has slots that are filled specifically for a lens, your other lens, a couple batteries, memory, and the camera? You can't lose. Clients look at you differently. Clients go, oh my, yes. And they want to work with someone who's like that. They see the importance. You justify the rental fees. You justify the rest because they know the equipment looks brand new. If you looked at excuse that cough there. If you looked at my A7 IV, my FX30, which all came out within a year of each other, they look brand new. They have been on hundreds upon hundreds of shoots. They look brand new because they sit in cases like this. Even at home, they are sitting in my cases unless I'm working with them or playing with them. It's not because I don't want to do any work with them. It's just that they're workhorses. We treat them like workhorses. We give them respect. You invested all that money, and that's what's going to make a big difference. Hold on, I forgot your comments. Yes, very professional. If you're going to walk in, this is a suit and tie for your cameras. Let me say this one more time. That is the suit and tie for your camera. If you watch Promosa, if you watch Encore, if you watch any of these major companies, all of their stuff is in professional cases and then taken out of them. Each one of those cases has slots in them that are specifically fitted to fit that equipment. That is their suit and tie and their tuxedo for their equipment. Thank you for noting this. Do it. It's not expensive. You're looking at like $40 per camera. If you're just doing each camera in its own box, it's like $40 for a camera and 2 lenses and memory cards and a couple batteries and the wires you need right there. If you're using external monitors, you might be spending $40 and $45. There's a couple of cases a little bit larger, and you can fix your Atomos in there. Actually, you can do. I've actually seen one of these where it has the. Let me tell you what they got. They have an FX30. They have their audio units. Their Rode Wireless Pros. their memory cards, extra batteries, and battery for their monitor. Their 17, the 18 to 50 Sigma lens, and their matte box all in one box. They go to a set, they pop it open, pull it open. The first thing people say is, "Wow, that is organized and well put together." So that is what it is. It's what it's about. So, um, if you must know, that's how you do suit and tie for your equipment. I'm going to put a video on real quick. I need to kind of address something real quick. So watch this video for like a minute or so. I'm actually going to put this thing on a loop. Uh, and then I'll be back with you. I'll be right back with you in a couple minutes. Sorry, Nikki. Got to do this one real quick.
What's going on, everybody? My name is CJ Dudley. My company is Hustler Mentality. And basically, I'm an artist that loves to create. And if I can make a dollar off of it, that's dope too. I'm a painter. I create rugs, the floor kind, coloring books. I've written 3 books. I'm a musician. So I kind of do it all. I'm a hustler. Now you can find me on Instagram at CJ Music Style 206 or on TikTok, CJ Dudley over there, CJ Dudley 04. I'm popping over.
I'm back. Okay, my wife just told me I got to stop the live stream because we are here at Tulalip Resort and Casino. Just so you know, that is not a virtual background. That is Tulalip Resort and Casino. This is awesome. I love doing what I do because I can be someplace, and that's why this camera is so cool. When you can do a virtual like this, I'm in a. This is not perfect lighting, and this shows you what you can do if you stream in properly. If someone's got the right equipment, they can show you the right way to do it. This is how you do a live stream. So this whole entire hour live stream, my camera has been an Samsung Ultra S25. Can you believe that, Nikki? That's my webcam. My audio is coming straight through that too. And by the way, if you probably notice, there's not a whole lot of noises because I'm using an ME3 microphone. This microphone right here connected to my Rode Wireless Pros. And this is why I recommend the Rode Wireless Pros. This microphone requires 2 to 10 volts to even work properly. This can provide the voltage so you can use this microphone. That is one of the reasons why I keep telling everyone, get the Rode Wireless Pros. They're just a real professional camera, real professional audio for your cameras, and the audio is running straight through through the. Man, I'm flabbergasted because my wife wants to get going, but anyway, thank you for watching. Nikki, as usual, appreciate every one of your comments. You're awesome. You've always been awesome to me. Everybody, what Nikki said, noted. This is your tuxedo. This is what it's all about. When you are working with clients, thank you. I will take care. My wife has been sick, so I'm doing whatever she wants to do. So I just have to kind of pack up a whole live streaming kit in like 5 minutes. Done it before, so it's not that hard. Remember, when you're going on sets, people are judging your clothing and everything else, but they're also judging how well you take care of your equipment. Uh, you're welcome, man. I love doing this stuff, by the way. I love doing it. I just wish I was in better shape so I felt more comfortable in front of the camera. I don't even know if I need to lose 70 pounds. I just need to lose the fat off me and I can just feel good in what I'm wearing. I will. I'm going to be calling it good here in about a minute or so. Just want to do some shout outs real quick. Tabor 100, thank you for having my team out. A.P.C. You allowed us to do interviews there. You allowed us to use one of your broadcasting rooms that you didn't let other people use. You opened it up for us for free, and we were able to bring our FX6 out there, our lighting, get that going there, allow Chris to do what he does best, which is do interviews. He does this on a regular for UFC-type fights and MMA. So let me give hype out to Chris for what he does and how important and how powerful he is in what I do. He's one of the new team members with A.P.C. We team and partnered up on things. We are on our second full shoot together. This weekend will be our third, and we're going to be looking to lock in a permanent partnership. And partnerships are important. Shout out to the Elite Collective. Without the Elite Collective, a lot of people wouldn't have known who I was in the market area, and especially when it comes to community marketing. Thank you. Thank you so much. It has been kind of a challenge. Um, if it wasn't for the Elite Collective, Carlos Amani, I would not be in the community market the way I am. I would have been still in just the corporate market. So much appreciated, much love, and thank you so much for the opportunities you grant and have granted in the past. We don't do as much projects together because we're both pretty busy, but it's always been a pleasure to work together and doing stuff. Converge and Omari. Let's talk about Converge and Omari. They have done a ton of heavy lifting for news media here in the Pacific Northwest when it comes to black and brown media. And they've done everything from documentaries, short films, Emmy nominated, Emmy Award winning. They were doing the mayor's debate. I have had the pleasure to be able to be part of a lot of these programs. Thank you once again. Like I've always said, highlight and show light on your partners. Like everything, there's ebb and flows and things that go in life, but you never stop shining the light on the people that brought you to the table. Even when you're like, I've gotten bigger, does not matter. Whoever you are and whatever you are and the partnerships you are developing in this time right now, if you become a multimillionaire and one of the biggest companies in your and wherever you're at, still shine the light on the people that help you get there. It's the most important thing that you can do in partnerships. And it also shows the people you're going to be working with in the future that you will shine the light on them as much as they shine on you. Everybody be blessed. Thank you for watching the live stream. Nikki, as usual, thank you for your comments. You are fire, not you. You are fire, straight up. Okay.